The sky is falling, everyone. Amulet is unplayable. Aether Gust everywhere. 4 in the sideboard every single deck. Some people are playing them in the main board. Amulet is unplayable. What are we gonna do? Well, guess what, guys? Maybe today I have the solution for you. That's right. Today we are playing a completely new, I mean, it's not completely new, but it's definitely completely new for me. A very unique rendition on Amulet Titan. As you all know, I have had a famous struggle with 1-drops in this deck. I've always preferred Grazer, never liked Tribe Scout. No, PowerPoint, go away. I'm not giving a presentation on you. Yeah, I've previously liked Grazer over Tribe Scout, but even oftentimes I've found myself siding them out. And now we have a newcomer 1-drop to introduce us to some more lines for this deck. Elvish Reclaimer. If you follow F-Polis in any capacity, or maybe have recently heard about Return to Dust's placing in a recent Modern Challenge with a Titan Vial deck playing 4 Elvish Reclaimers, then you will be very familiar with this card. But just to go over it, it's a 1-mana 1/2 that gets +2/+2 as long as there are 3 or more lands in your graveyard. Not 2, 3. I don't know why I put up 2 fingers. Anyways, you can tap 2 and tap your Reclaimer to sack a land, search your library for a land card, and put it into play tapped, and then shuffle your library. So, what is the buzz about this card? Why is this card the new hotness? Why is everybody playing Elvish Reclaimer alongside their Dryad of the Elysian Groves? Well, I will tell you. First of all, the first thing to note is that this is a 1-mana 1/2. That means it does not die to all of your opponent's gut shots and lava darts and all of that garbage, the stuff that makes Sakura Tribe Scout so embarrassing to play in the modern age of Magic. Reclaimer dodges all of that. In fact, if you get 3 or more land cards in your graveyard, you can dodge even Lightning Bolt, for example. So, Reclaimer, a very strong 1-drop, especially on the play. Secondly, the sacrificing land ability. This doesn't search for any particular land, it searches for any land. So that could be searching for Bojuka Bog against Dredge, could be searching for Tolari West to set up a future Titan, could be searching for Valakut to set up lethal with Dryad, it could be searching for all kinds of things. Feel the Dead. It's a very interesting ability to have at a potential repeat. You know, you can rinse, repeat every single turn. And in addition, we can pair this ability with Flagstones of Trokair, which is a white legendary land that enters untapped, so you can use it immediately, for example, on turn 1 to play an Amulet. And when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you can search your library for a Plains card and put it onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle your library. So, not only are you not losing a land, you're going up a land, because you get to replace the Flagstones with, say, one of the 3 Temple Gardens that we do happen to be playing, and then in addition, you still get to search for your land from Reclaimer. So, turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Flagstones, sack the Flagstones to get, I don't know, a bounce land and a Temple Garden. Pretty decent, right? And yeah, that's kind of the big deal. And the other thing you may notice is we are playing a ton of white cards. I've cut every single copy of Gruul Turf from this deck. We've got 4 Flagstones, 4 Sanctuaries, 3 Temple Gardens, 1 Whimsect Heath. A Vesuva to copy one of these if we really had to, although that seems a little narrow. We've got plenty of white sources here to be able to cast our white spells in the sideboard, which is where Flagstones really helps out. We have access to Celestial Purge against Ashiok, against Blood Moon, against Death Shadow, against Garmag Angler, against Dark Confidant. Celestial Purge is one of my favorite cards in white, even though it's relegated to the sideboard frequently. I liked, before Aether Gust was prevalent, to play as many as 3 Celestial Purges in my blue-white control sideboards, so I'm very excited to see that one here. We also have access to Path to Exile, being able to neatly replace Dismember. Of course, it's going to be a little worse against those aggressive, like, you know, very fast combo-y decks, like, I am just blanking on the name. Druid combo. Devoted Druid. Path is going to ramp them a land, which is not ideal there, but Path can cleanly answer a Death Shadow or a Tarmogoyf without ever going dead, like Dismember sometimes does. Path never costs you any life, like Dismember sometimes does, and all that kind of thing. So there is definitely many upsides to Path. It also cleanly answers like a Wormcoil Engine, although I don't anticipate bringing in Path against Tron to be a particularly good idea. We also get access to timely reinforcements in the sideboard for those red aggro matchups, be it Burn or Prowess. Now, instead of casting a Obstinate Baloth on turn 3 or 4, we now get to play a timely reinforcement. Make some chump blockers gain some life. Seems decent. We also have access to one Dragon Lord Dromoka, one that many of you may not be familiar with, but this is a 6-mana 5/7 flying lifelinker. So already very powerful stats against these aggressive red decks. Can't be countered, so it's going to punch right through your opponent's Archmage's Charms and Cryptic Commands and all of that. And if you can manage to get Dromoka into play, your opponent can't cast spells during your turn. So if you resolve a Dragon Lord Dromoka, they have to answer it during their turn. It gives you free reign to do whatever else you want during your turn. And if they can't answer it, you get free reign during all of your future turns too until they answer Dromoka. So Dromoka is definitely a very big, powerful, splashy effect that we get access to when we're splashing white. I don't know if it's good, but I like this card. I have never played it, and I wanted to, so here it is. And yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, this deck list is kind of a mess. We've got, I don't know if we have enough white sources for what we're trying to do here. I mean, we also have a Dryad to fix our mana, but I don't care. We got some innovation going on here. We got some cool sideboard cards. We are playing the Valakut and Hanweir plan to be able to haste our Titan, so that we don't have to play cards like Boros Garrison, although it is occurring to me that Garrison does actually tap for white for our sideboard cards anyways, but we don't need to play that one when we can just battle mince our opponent, and we're far more likely with Reclaimer to be able to set up kills with Valakut by sacking Flagstones, getting a trigger from a Valakut already on the battlefield when we search, and then getting a second Valakut for 2 Valakut triggers, and then maybe following it up with a bounce land or like a fetch land or something with a Dryad in play and just kill our opponent from there. So I'm not worried about killing our opponents, even if we don't have access to a untapped Titan or if we don't have access to the double strike. We don't care. We're just trying to put a Reclaimer in play. And with that said, let's jump straight into the match. I'm excited to see how this list performs. Let me know in the comments before we get to the games and after we get to the games, or maybe edit your comment after. Is this deck trash or treasure? What needs to be changed? What cards are not worth it? What cards are great? And evaluate what you said in the beginning. See if your initial assumptions hold true while we jump into the game with Jaximus 5 here. I bet they're not prepared for a Reclaimer deck. I'm not playing Aether Vial. Don't need it. Who needs it? Oh my goodness. This has it all. We have Reclaimer and the Flagstones. Juicy. Alright, let's try it. In case you're wondering why I have these foil Reclaimers, that's because these are several tickets cheaper than the regular ones, believe it or not. I don't understand you sometimes, Magic Online, but that's why I have foil Shark Typhoons as well. I don't know if you will have seen a Sharkblade video just yet, but I am working on it if you have not. And that's why we have the cards that we have. I think we could either lead on Grazer here just to get our land drops into play, or we could lead on Reclaimer. I'm going to go ahead and lead on Reclaimer because what the heck else am I going to be doing? If this thing survives, we get to play Flagstones and then slack our Flagstones to go get some lands. If it does not, then we'll just see what happens. Oh, we're playing against Dredge. This Reclaimer is going to get us a Bojuka Bog. I think we found our first good Reclaimer matchup here. I don't anticipate our opponent to have mainboard lightning axes, so I think our Reclaimer is just going to do what it do. Hopefully we can avoid drawing another Temple Garden. That would be nice. Yep, this graveyard is not long for this world. Sorry to tell you, opponent. So let's go ahead and do this thing now, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, they can haggle in their upkeep, so they'll still be able to do the things that they want to do, potentially Dredge, but we need to get rid of this Ox and the various things they have going on in their graveyard. So let's get our value land off of Flagstones, and let's get our Bojuka Bog and make our opponent feel very sad. And we win! Dude, that was just Elvish Reclaimer. That was all Elvish Reclaimer. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Let's bring in Timely so that they can't clock us too fast. I don't know if Dromoka is going to be worth it. I don't think they can beat Dromoka, to be honest. We could want Paths or Purges just to stifle their early onslaught, but I think all we need to do is interact with their graveyard and or resolve a Titan, so I don't want to sideboard too much here, in all honesty. They could have something like Ashiok or Blood Moon, so I'm going to bring in a few of the Purges also, and we'll see what we can cut. We don't need these Explorers, I don't think. Explosives could deal with, like, some Narcomoebas or something, but since everything comes back, let's just get rid of it. And Pact Negation seems a little weak. We'll run it back. Man, turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Bojuka Bog. Too strong. Too strong. Ugh, this hand doesn't have the insane start. Got a mulligan. There's a Reclaimer. And an Amulet and some bounce lands and a Titan. So even if they are able to deal with this turn 1 Reclaimer, then we will have some things going. We can get rid of one of these redundant growth chambers. Our opponent mulliganing to 5 here. I guess they're trying to find an answer. I don't know. Thoughtseize, perhaps? Take Reclaimer or take Amulet? Or take Titan? I don't know. All of these cards are good. I feel like they have to take Reclaimer, to be honest, if they don't have a removal spell for it. If they don't, we're still just jamming it this upcoming turn and forcing them to have the Lava Axe. Take Amulet. Alright. So be it, opponent. You have chosen your fate. Get this Reclaimer out there. This thing will get a Bojuka Bog. I promise you. Although, it's going to be a couple turns from now. Not this upcoming turn, sadly. Unless we draw an Amulet. Oh, they have the Lightning Axe. Alright, well, that's fine. And oh, we had the Flagstones! So close. Alright, let's get a Growth Chamber out there. We'll pass it back. Flagstone's also serving as an untapped source to be able to cast some things like Dryad or Azusa on time. We naturally have Primeval Titan here as well, so we've spent enough time making our opponent waste their resources, Thoughtseizing away our Amulet, and dealing with our Reclaimer by discarding a card, all of that good stuff. So, I mean, they're getting the Dredge ball rolling, but will it be good enough? Who can say? I think we want to pact for Azusa here, just to try to not get too far behind. If they have a Magus here, then that just sucks to be us, I guess, but not playing around it. Absolutely not. So let's go, I guess, Temple Garden tapped into Sanctuary, so we get our guaranteed value here. We'll play our second Growth Chamber, so we can transmute Talari West. We do have to pay for our pact this upcoming turn, but another turn after that we have Titan. Will it be good enough? No clue. Probably... Oh, we're seeing a life from the loam. Okay. I wonder when our opponent will choose to get back this Ox of Agonist. He's out 8 cards. We'll take our 1. That's fine. Let's not lose the game. Don't like to do that. Vesuva. Okay. We can Vesuva their Stomping Ground. And then next turn we can play Flagstones. And that'll be 4 differently named lands. So we can't quite trigger Field yet. That's probably fine. Might be better than throwing another bounce land into play in case they happen to have Damping Sphere. So let's just do this. Oh, wait. We actually get to play all of our lands out here because of Azusa. What am I saying, y'all? What am I saying? Well, this one can pick up the Temple Garden, I guess? Nah, let's pick up the Vesuva so we can play this as a copy of Bojuka Bog or as a copy of Valakut or something. And we'll swing for 1. Not scared of anything here. They can do some crazy things with Ox of Agonist, but I think the crazy things we're about to be doing with Field the Dead will be far superior. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Sorry, I'm still off of that Reclaimer high from game 1. I thought we were about to do it again with our Reclaimer this time, but they did have the lightning axe. My heart stopped a little bit when they passed the turn. Whoa, this is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of creeping chills. I don't... Oh, the Narcomoeba is going to trigger the prize amalgam as well. Well, we could be in some trouble here. I think we might still have the battlefield under control with our field. So, we'll see. I've got another Ox there, but no Conflagrate. We still could die to these Narcomoebas. See, is there anything special about blocking this one? Oh, just a 5/3. We can make a number of blockers for these. They are gonna get quite the board here. Well, we're not blocking. Although they're not getting these 2 prize amalgams back until our instep. Don't know how that affects things. I mean, we're playing Primeval Titan, for sure. I don't believe we play a Crumbling Vestige, so I don't think there's a way to haste. I'll double check. Crumbling Vestige. Do we play you? I'm not seeing it. Okay, so no Crumbling Vestige. We definitely need to get Feel the Dead and I think Bojuka Bog here. So perhaps we want to Vesuva something before playing our Titan. That's fine. Is that fine? We need to trigger Feel the Dead as much as possible. And we want to exile these 2 amalgams. That's the same as getting 2 field triggers. So yeah, we do need to go ahead and play out this Vesuva, copying, I guess, the Stomping Ground. No need to pay the life here. Here's Titan. Always yield. Yes. So we need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. If we get Field and Bojuka Bog, we'll have Titan, Azusa, and 2 zombies. I don't think we have a choice but to get Bog and Field here, though. We could get Field and a... Well, we can't get a Bounce Land because it won't have a different name. This is one of those instances where we're missing the Gruul Turf or Boros Garrison. Yeah, I guess it's going to be Bog and Field, and we just hope that this is good enough. Alright. Our plan is on the table. This is our plan. Sadly, I don't think this is actually good enough. In all honesty, I think we're just dead on board. We'll pass back. But yeah, so we block this one, this one, this one, and this one, and take 3, 4, 5. No, we're not quite dead. We're still alive here, and now we have a red source, so we could haste this upcoming Titan. That will probably be good enough. Okay, so here, 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 and here. And I guess actually there's no reason to block the prize amalgam if we can get the Silver Smoke Ghoul out of play. If we do this, we're taking 5 down to 2. Yeah, we're good. I don't know if we have a Radiant Fountain to deal with these Narcomoebas. We need a Dryad as well. What can we do here? So we need to get Talari West and a Bounce Land. Pick it up, transmute for Dryad, place second Titan, getting Valakut. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So 12. That's exactly enough to transmute and play another Titan here. Okay. So we're going to get Bounce Land Talari West. which means that we're not gonna do anything that'll give us another copy of Fielded Ed here, so we can go ahead and play our forest pre-combat, although I think we might miss a Valakut trigger if we do that. No. No, we don't miss anything. Okay, so let's play our forest. So this is probably enough mana to cast this Titan. Yep, and now we have T-West mana floating. So this will get Talari West and I guess a Growth Chamber, because oh, why not? Get some zombies. Wait, we still don't have a way to get a Valakut in play. No, we get to attack with the Titan. That's what it is. Okay. I thought I made a misstep here, but no, we do have what we need. So we'll Summoner's Pact for a Dryad. We will cast this bad boy. Hope our opponent does not have a Lava Axe. Yes. So now we can get Valakut, and like, the other one doesn't really matter. I guess just double Valakut is the best possible. That way we can kill him this upcoming turn easily. Yeah, double Valakut seems fine. Pop. Pop. I guess we want to kill the Stinkweed Imp so that they can't Death Touch away our Titan and the Ox. Always yes. Oh, let's do this to both Valakuts. Always yield. Here we go. I guess we could still die to a final Creeping Chill. Wait, there's 3 chills. They still have a Creeping Chill left, so we might still be dead here. We're getting a little punished for not having a Radiant Fountain in the deck. Oh no! The Creeping Chill. Alright. That's alright, that's alright. Let's see if we can do something a little bit faster in this game 3. So I wasn't paying attention, but I don't think they had any Maguses or anything. We don't really want Purge. I guess we want Explorers instead. Although Explosives doesn't seem the worst. Explosives on 3 just kills all of their Silver Smotes and Prize Amalgams anyways, so maybe 1 Explosives is fine. We could do it like this. That's fine. Maybe Timely Reinforcements is a little off plan. Maybe not. We'll play first. Being on the play seems good. They're asking why I didn't Radiant. Don't have Radiant in the list. That's why. This hand's just a little too slow. If one of these 2 Sanctuaries was a Temple Garden, then I might keep it. But I don't have access to that. We should mulligan, I think. We have the Timely Reinforcements. Is that good enough, guys? I'm keeping it anyways. And as much as I really want to put this Dramoka into play, I don't think we're going to get there fast enough. So let's bottom that one. So I guess we're leading on Valakut. They play turn 1 Shriekhorn. That's pretty good against us. Another Dryad. Not really what I was hoping for, but we'll make do. They mill over a Thoughtseize, which we're happy to see. Mill over Conflagrate, which we're not very happy to see. Okay, so they're gonna be putting a Silver Smoke Ghoul into play. That might be enough to get me to go ahead and fire off this Timely rather than playing Dryad. Could be wrong, though. Depends on what land we draw. Or Titan. See, if we play Dryad, then we can top deck one of the 2 Garen Brigs and still cast Titan this upcoming turn. And if not, we can then just cast Timely. I guess this is fine. And we'll pass back. Garen Brig casts Titan. Another Creeping Chill. You don't say. Luckily, our Dryad does brick wall this Silver Smoke Ghoul from our opponent. In fact, they either have to swing with both and sack the Ghoul, or yield their attacks here and just not even attack with the Prize Amalgam, because it doesn't really do anything. Nature's Claim. Rude. How can I say rude when I'm the one playing main deck Bajuka Bog? Well, we need some help. No longer have Garen Brig as a way to cast Titan this upcoming turn. That's a Grazer. We can play Dryad into Grazer, and that's not the worst. I'm going to use this turn, though, since they don't have anything particularly threatening, to throw out this Timely Reinforcements, I think. This lets us gain back the life that we lost from some Creeping Chills. And now that they've used 3 chills, it's very unlikely they're going to be getting any of these ghouls back anymore. I guess they could Nature's Claim their own Shriekhorn. Is it lost? If your opponent lost 3 or more? No, if you gain 3 more life. Yeah, so they can Nature's Claim their own Shriekhorn to get back Silver Smoke Ghoul, which is kind of interesting. This has become a very odd game. It's possible we should have slammed Dryad again so that we could top deck Garen Brig into Titan and get a Bog to clear up this stuff. That might have been our only out, depending on what our opponent mills over here, but they do have access to Ox of Agonist, which is kind of a problem. Can't really conflagrate for anything meaningful here. We'll still be able to use 1 soldier to trade with their Silver Smoked. Not like the other Fireball effects, where you have to pay 1 to add an additional target. This one just divides the damage among any number of targets, which is interesting. There's the Ox, as might have been predicted. Milling over a... Oh no, discarding an Archimedes. That's a little better, I think. And they do mill over 1 Archimedes anyways. That can happen. And here's another Narcomoeba. They have their miniature army here. It's about to be not so miniature, I think. Don't know how many amalgams they're about to get back. There's still 1 more in the yard, so... If we block the Silver Smoke Ghoul, then they just get it back. Is that worth it to save the damage, though? I kind of think that it is. So, let's just go ahead and send our chump blocks out like that. Oh, they don't get it back. Weird. Okay, so let's play our Dryad here. And then we'll play out this Grazer. And we'll Grazer in our Temple Garden for max value. Don't need to play that one for turn. Let's just put it directly into play like this. Now if we draw an untapped source or a bounce land, we get to resolve a Titan. And we also get to start triggering Valakut, so... There's the last chill. 3, 4, yep. I suppose they could conflagrate to kill the Dryad. That's fine. If we draw a untap land, we can still bog them. So we'll chump the 5 and the 3 here, I guess. Just keep our life total nice and high, if possible. We may not have any outs anymore. Talari West. Not gonna do it. Well, good games, opponent. We did lose game 2 to not having a Radiant Fountain in the deck. Interesting to note. We would have drawn Flagstones. All right, let's return to details. Well, that was fun, regardless of the loss. I'm sure that I could have played slightly differently and gotten a different result. Or if we had, for example, a Crumbling Vestige or a Radiant Fountain in the list, it definitely can be refined. I did cut those lands thinking that we couldn't have very many non-green sources coming into play. Even if they do come into play untapped to cast Amulet, we still need our green sources for actually casting Titan, so I don't know, maybe that's wrong. Maybe we can squeeze in a single copy of Crumbling Vestige and Radiant Fountain. Or maybe they should be in the sideboard. Maybe we should have the Radiant Fountain over this Tech Edge. We'll see, we'll see. Anyways, I will see you guys for round 2. This is Redface Menace, signing off.